the literal translation, like when the host of angels came to those shepherds, the literal translation of fear not was don't run, right? Don't run. And so I feel like that's, in many ways, that's what God's asking us, right? And so I started thinking, for me, there have been some times when fear has been overwhelming, when I battled breast cancer. And so, going into doctor's offices and surgeries and so much of the unknown. But for me, I found that the fear was so great and big when I got so consumed with what could happen, with the unknown, right? And so I've even in this whole season, I've had to remind myself that Jesus taught us to pray, give us today our daily bread, right? Give us today what we need of hope. Give us today, God, give me today the wisdom I need. Give me today the peace I need. Give me today the answers I need. And so for me, I found myself overwhelmed with fear when I kept trying to figure out what could happen or what the future might hold. But whenever I could come back to just, what is today? I can do today. So even, when I was doing with all the cancer treatments, it was, I was getting consumed with what if the cancer comes back? What if this treatment destroys my lungs? What if? And I felt like God kept saying, today, how are you? Today, this day. And so I just think, I don't know, maybe that resonates with some people. It's just sometimes our fear comes because we're so concerned about what might happen. And I just want to, challenge me again and people watching that, maybe just today's faith. Can we trust Jesus for today's daily bread?
When we talk about the devil and any power, if Jesus says, I have all power, so how much does the devil have? Okay, we all got that. That's pretty easy math. Right. But so all of a sudden, that goes away. That big spirit that we sometimes is so waiting, all of a sudden it loses its power and it just shrinks and it just dissipates in the love of Christ. So if we can just all get our minds, sometimes, Holly, I think sometimes that is the biggest challenge when we think we can't change something, that fear then grips us.
I think there's two for me, two practical things. So I think if right now on the planet we're spending more time watching the news than we are reading our Bible, than we are connecting with God, then we're going to be overwhelmed with fear. So it's not that you don't learn and read books and watch things and watch the news, but if you're not connected with God more than that, then I just think it's not going to go well with us, right? And then I also think that, 100%. And then I also think as we have a responsibility to stir up good in each other. I remember when I was at this, in the middle of the whole cancer thing, and I was at this hospital, spent 2 weeks kind of at this hospital. And it was a holistic hospital, and they were, different treatments, doing different things. And you're meeting people who are all dealing with cancer and, really tragic diseases. And so I'm hearing stories. And so there's a woman there who, this was her second bout with breast cancer, which that's what I was battling. Second bout with breast cancer. She had had a double mastectomy, and now the cancer was actually in her lungs. So she was really struggling. And so she started talking about just the stress that she realized she was carrying. And so she said, you know what? She said, I just need to get where there's no stress. I'm going to go to back to West Virginia, and I'm going to take my ukulele, and I'm going to, play my ukulele and just be by myself. And I started thinking, because I'm listening to her, and I'm battling breast cancer, right? And so I'm listening to her say this, and I'm thinking, yeah, I need a ukulele. I need to go to West Virginia. I need to find a place where I can, be chill. And maybe I'm living in Los Angeles and it's too stressful here. And what am I thinking? And the air I'm breathing, and what am I doing, right? And so I started it overwhelmed me, this fear. And I remember walking back to my hospital room, and you could have a friend stay with you. And so this particular portion of the trip, I had a girlfriend staying with me. And so I walk in the room, and I said to her, I need a ukulele. I gotta leave Los Angeles. How am I gonna tell Philip? And she grabbed me by the face and she said, Holly, what are you doing? Do not give into that spirit of fear. The same God that called you here will take care of you here. So she took authority over what was trying to come up in me. And so I just think maybe we can do that for each other, because there's sometimes I'm weak, right? When I'm not as strong as I want to be, and I need, all of the people in this squares, like the squares right here, I need to challenge when I'm starting to feel weak or feel overwhelmed with fear. This is why we need each other. And not just where we're casually, but we're challenging each other to believe the truth about who God is in different situations.
Hi everybody, I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe today and you'll never miss a new upload. Thanks for being a part of our Better Together community.